It's Moose. What's going on? It's Soundcheck. So I thought I'd switch it up a little bit and see if anybody happened to notice it. What we got going on here is Soundcheck. This is a show where I listen to songs that bands send in, and I review them because I did the Metal Moose radio show for multiple years, and the first question out of everybody's mouth was, hey, man, what'd you think about the music, man? What'd you think? Did you dig it, brother? What'd you think? And I never paid any attention to that. I was like, I don't do a review show. I do a kind of a, comedy, goofy-ass, silly podcast thing. And then finally I thought, you know what, I'm kind of sick of people asking me what I think, so I'm going to start telling people what I think, and hence January 2017, we started doing Soundcheck, doing things a little bit different, a little less on the comedy edge and more about the music and what I think about it. And the whole premise of the show is me giving my opinion on the band, so the band can get an opinion that's not their girlfriend or their mom who's like, oh, you're the greatest band ever, honey. We love you. Rock and roll. No, a real opinion from somebody outside of their circle and somebody that's listened to, I don't know, over 4,000 bands on the show. So, and then the other part of it is that, which is growing more all the time, is for you to give your opinion by texting in the bands that you liked on the show. The number is 424-666-7356. You can text in and you can say, hey, I think this band was great. Hey, I think this band sucked, yada, yada, yada. It's a fun thing that I think the tagline of the show is going to be not every song is a good song, because that is just kind of the truth. And so it's Soundcheck, and it's fun, and it's growing, and it's getting bigger, and more people are getting into it, and that includes you because you're listening on one of over 50 radio stations across the globe, from Italy to the UK to Canada to all over the United States. We're playing all over the place, and we appreciate you being there. We're also on iTunes, we're on YouTube, we're on Stitcher, all that crap. You can find us everywhere. My name is Moose. This is coming to you from the Moose Pit Studios in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The Metal Moose radio show, which is, we're still under the umbrella of the Metal Moose because I that's me. I'm the Metal Moose. But we're doing a different thing now with the Soundcheck. But the Moose started in 2014, so we're a little over 3 years old now. So we've been doing this for quite a while, playing a bunch of bands, a bunch of music, and we like to have fun and talk about metal and tacos and bacon and Cheetos. And I think there are so many people who are worried about the Cheeto factor being gone, and it's not. The Cheeto factor is still very much alive, and covering yourself in Cheeto dust does make everything better, and that still stays the same. Don't you worry about it, but I have less time to talk about that now because I'm talking about the name of the bands and stuff. So we got some brand new chugger coming up, a Swedish awesome band. In Death is another band that we've had on the show before that they were my pick of the show one time, but they got a new record out. In Ruin, Clidion, Alien Knife. Did I say Clidion? It's Kledon. Sorry about that Freudian slip there. Black Creole just got their music today. A bunch. Demon, a band called Dead, and then Ever Circling Wolves, which I was supposed to play on the last show, but I ran out of time because one of the band's songs was like 19 minutes long, and I didn't know that. So that's part of the fun of the show, is that these songs I'm listening to, I've never heard them before, so what you're getting is a real, actual review right off the bat. Here's what I think. I'm hearing it for the first time just like you are. This isn't like my favorite band. I'm trying to sneak in there on you guys. I'm like, you're going to love this chainsaw, kitty cat, and brain stem research band. No, it's not like that. So anyway, welcome to the show. Buckle it up, Buttercup. It's Soundcheck. We're going to get loud. We're going to get fun. It's going to be, somebody right now is going, did he really say cover yourself in Cheetos? Yes. Yes, I did. Critical Solution.
Get loose with the Moose.
Green is my name. The village
So we got Critical Solution kicking things off there. So, like, the first thing that, it was, I feel like they're confused if they want to be Metallica or if they want to be Testament. I mean, both good thrash bands. It's a good thrash sound. It was well produced. The music was pretty bright. There was one time when you went to, there's a part in the song where you get to a minor key that I really didn't dig too much, but that's kind of a small deal. The only thing that, I mean, it's okay. It's not bad. I just feel like you guys need to find your own voice, and I don't know if it's necessarily think that you're copying anybody, but I mean, it sounds like Metallica and Testament, and it just like pick one or the other and go that way, or combine them and make it. I don't know. It was all right. It wasn't my favorite thing. There's not a whole lot of originality going in there. It was nice. I mean, it was a good rendition of a Testament Metallica mix kind of thing, and like I said, the music was awesome. The vocals were kind of, I was like, does he want to be Hetfield? I don't really, does he want to be Chuck Billy? What's going on? So I don't know. It was okay, but I've heard much worse things. Trust me. So not bad. Coming up next is a band that I absolutely I'm just kind of a little bit terrified to play because I don't know if they're metal at all. But their name is Alien Knife Fight, which I find very intriguing. And so sometimes it happens. We get music from all kinds of places. And sometimes I put things on the show that don't fit at all. So we've had a folk song, and we've had some like really soft, 70s classic rock stuff that's just weird. So who knows? This could, be yodeling Swedish tennis players for all I know. But the song was called First World Problem by Alien Knife Fight. Hey, by the way, if you're listening to this, I really appreciate it because this show is a show that I said people were only going to get if they sent in their email address, which that means if you're listening to it, you actually took the time to send a text and send the email address. So that's a big deal. Thank you very much. That really is a big deal to me because one of the things I always talk about is the bands getting their fans involved, and I have to be able to do the same thing, and I want you guys to be involved, and sending a text is not that much to ask, trust me. You got a guy naked in a radio studio doing a show for you just sweating like meatloaf. I deserve at least a text, baby. Alien Knife Fight on Soundcheck. Just try to get that image out of your head.
The Moose Rocks, Texas.
Danger, I'm getting old and maybe a little bit stranger. So
This is Vitek from Definition, and you are listening to The Moose.
All right, so Alien Knife Fight. Well, I've always said that it's important to me to try to be positive and not just bag on bands that I don't like. But I'm going to be straight, and I always am. It's not like a new deal, but there just wasn't anything I liked about that. That was the kind of stuff that. Yeah, man, I don't know that it's not my thing. It was whiny, the whole like bass driven. How about a guitar in there somewhere? Maybe it's there, but it's not in the mix, and you just went, it's just not my kind of thing. I'm sure. Now, look, here's the deal. On like buzz rock stations around the country, which might as well be classic rock stations at this point in time. Because it's been a really long time since there's been a buzz band that's had a big hit, and the whole buzz grunge pop thing is kind of dead. As far as I know, I could be wrong. People could still be rolling out there to see Bowling for Soup. But anyway, yeah, to me that's just not something I would ever listen to again or feel bad if I didn't ever hear again. So. I'm going to go with no on the Alien Knife Fight. I would never wear that shirt. Yeah, I mean, maybe there's some old school like Violent Femme fans out there. Don't take anything away from the Femmes, but whew, yeah. So not for me anyway. So Alien Knife Fight, we're going to put that in the we've already played that one, and it probably won't hit again folder. Anyway. Coming up next, I'm going to go with this one's probably a little bit more metal, but I could be wrong. Their name is Black Creole. I just got their music today, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this little request show thing, and I'll put them on there, and we'll see if their fans want to hear what I have to say about them. We'll see if they see it, important to send an email or send a text with their email in it so I can send them the show so they can hear. This is also going to be a little bit longer of a show. We're going to be about 2.5 hours tonight. So normally 2, we're going to extend it about 30 minutes and just have more fun and play more music. So yeah, man, listen, I was just reading stuff online. People baffle me. It just, online is just the most crazy world ever. So, but thank God for online, because that's where I find a lot of these amazing bands. So anyway, you guys just, get naked and eat Cheetos and send me your taco recipes. That would be awesome. Just text them to me, 424-666-7356. I need some good taco recipes, for sure.
Take a look at me. My feelings are endless. Tell me when to say. I'll stand my ground.
Hey, this is Mick Michaels from Corners of Sanctuary, and you're listening to DJ Moose at Metal Moose Podcast.
All right, thanks to our friends over at Corners of Sanctuary for making that tag for us. Listen, if you want to make a tag, you can do that. It's a good way for promotion. The show gets heard by thousands and thousands of people. So, jump on your computer, your recording rig, or whatever you got and say, hey, this is Mike Thompson from Sledgehammer Sisters or whatever your band name is, and send it to me, and I'll play it on the show. So let me tell you what was great about Black Creole is that, like, initially I was like, this is absolute garbage. And then I listened a little bit longer, and so I don't know if it was done on purpose, but the horrible, I'm trying to think of a good way to put it, that whole, like, Dead Kennedys, like, punk, it almost sounded like a Dark Throne production, on a punk record, but I loved it. I loved the ugly production. It was dirty. It was just gross. It was, we don't give a good damn what you think about us. And it worked for me. I mean, there are times when you hear that and you're like, oh, okay, these are kids with a tape recorder. It doesn't work. But man, I liked it. That gave me that old school punk charge that, God bless Goldfinger, but they just don't quite have that in them. I love Goldfinger, don't get me wrong, but yeah, man, so I liked it. I would wear that shirt, and I'll bet you it was just punk as hell. I love that Dead Kennedy DRI kind of thing. So anyway, right now there's somebody going, Scott didn't know punk music at all, man. All he could say is DRI. And dude, I know more punk rock than you'll ever know, but trying to say bands that maybe people would know of, I'm not going to throw out like some Fear and I'm not trying to Screeching Weasel, throwing out bands out there that people that they don't know, that people might be able to relate to the bands I was talking about. Anyway, I know the punk people are just super elitist. Dude, I knew this band like way before you. Okay, great. Good for you. Hey, this is a real treat for me to play this next band. We've been playing them for quite a while, from Sweden. Chugger, really good. That they sent me their brand new tune. I wanted to put it on the show so you guys could hear it, and I promise you're going to love it. I haven't heard it yet, but I'm telling you, it's going to be good. Chugger on Soundcheck.
This is Day of Doom, and you're listening to DJ Moose at Metal Moose Podcast.
Hell yeah, man. So Chugger, brand new there for those of you who've never heard of Chugger before, check into them because they've got a back catalog. They got other songs that are older and awesome, and that's brand new, and they sent it to me, and I'm honored to play it for them. So listen, I wanted to make that clear real quick. I know, I feel like I'm friends with the guys in Chugger and Final Drive and Beauty and the Suffering and just yada, yada, yada. There's a lot of, but I won't tell you that I like somebody's music if I don't like it. Methane's another band. Methane's, they just got signed to Sony and Darkstar. They're doing really well. And, Tim and I are right back and forth, and those guys, and they just sent a shirt over, yada, yada, yada. But if I think something sucks, I don't care if they're my friends or not. So when I say that, hell yeah, man, that's the new Chugger, and they sent it to me, and that's really cool because they're awesome, that's because it's cool because they're awesome. And who was it that I... like John Kelly, when I played the Level 7 song, it was really, really, really good. And I think that they can do incredible things, and they will do incredible things. But I had some criticism of it. I thought there was things about it that I thought could be better. John Kelly is like my brother, man. I mean, I absolutely mean that with all my heart. That's one of my closest, dearest friends, and I still had criticism. That Chugger song was awesome. Of course, there were little bitty things here and there. There's a little bitty things here and there on Master of Puppets. You know what I mean? So don't ever be fooled that there's collusion between me and another band because, hey, man, you guys are cool, so I'm going to say that your music is great. That's not going to happen. It's Soundcheck, man. I'm going to tell you what I think, and that's kind of why I got to be who I am, because I don't play the game, and there's so many people out there that want me to play the game. And man, if you'll just say these certain things about these certain people, and if you make these moves here and you do this and you do that, things are going to go better for you. Kiss my ass. I'm not doing it. I'm going to be who I am, and we're going to have a good time, and I'm not going to cut people down. I'm not going to play your game and screw people out of money. I'm not going to do any of that stuff. I do this because I love it. And, if I get to make money one of these days, that's great. If not, that's cool too. But it's metal, baby. This is a band that I tried to tag that we were going to play on the show, but I couldn't find how to tag them on Facebook. I don't know if they don't have a page or, but their name is Dead, D-E-D, which if you know this show, I say any band with 3 letters is black metal. They may not think they're black metal. It may not even sound like black metal, but I'm telling you, it's black metal. So this is Dead with a song called Anti-Everything. It sounds like punk to me with Anti-Everything, but I'm going to call it black metal. Yep.
Revel in this, resist, maybe you'll get to just venomous. Standing in line is the way that you go. I will survive on the path that I chose. Sever the ties from the blind and all those ignorant bastards. I am in control. You won't take me alive. I'd rather die than live in this prison. I am anti-everything, done being kind. I draw the line, no I will not give in. I am anti-everything. With it, I am a pessimist. I am obsessed with it, blessed with it. Leave a mark, show me a battle scar, ripping the rules apart. I am a war. Give me a stone and I'll cast the first blow. Cover me up in the truth that I know. Doing it now when you said that I won't. Hungry and harder in all of my own. You won't take me alive. I'd rather die than live in this prison. I am anti-everything, done being kind. I draw the line, no I will not. I am anti-everything, anti-everything,
Oh, hell yeah, a little bit of DED there. So here's the way I look at that whole deal. It's about 10 years past that kind of, Limp Bizkit kind of thing. But at the same time, it reminds me a lot of what Disturbed. It reminds me a lot of From Ashes to New. It's got a lot of current stuff going on as well. So on a personal level, I'd give that about a 7 because it's got good melody. It's got good song structure. There's a bridge. There's melodies. There's the rapping is it's pretty good. It was kind of white is the only thing. It just didn't have enough swag in it. You know what I mean? I listen to some Onyx fellas and throw some. Yeah, it was a little, cue card for me, but on a business level, I would sign that band right now, because if you put that in the right hands and in the right ears, they're going to be touring like next week. I think that as far as mass popularity, that's a damn no-brainer. Those guys could be all the hell over the place real fast. So choose your management wisely. Get a hold of Bradbury, the guy that handles From Ashes to New, and talk to him, and get yourselves out there on the road, and don't stop playing, and just be careful what town you play that in, because you might get lynched. But yeah, just good stuff, man. I business wise, like I said, it's a 10. Personal wise, about a 7.5. Production was beautiful. And you're also, the other thing I was going to say, you better be able to put on a show. When you get up in front of a crowd and you try to throw down on something like that, you better be entertaining. Hopefully your live show is up to par. And but you got a good thing going there, man. I would wear the shirt and just, I'd be like, hey, I got to play these guys on my show before they were huge monster rock stars. Now they don't talk to me anymore. They kind of ignore me, but because I said that the rapping was white. But anyway, yeah, so good stuff. I appreciate it for what it is, totally. Not 100% my thing, but it's got a lot of good pop qualities, and it's going to be... Ooh, people hear that, it's over for you guys. Coming up next is a band called Demon. We played Devil on the last show. We're playing Demon on this show. I wonder if we can get a Lucifer thrown in there somewhere, a Beelzebub, possibly. I don't know. I need to start scrolling through my black metal. I have a whole collection of bands with the name Goat and Witch in them. I need to do a Goat and a Witch show, because I got a bunch of them. Some of the Goat bands are pretty good. The Witch bands, I love the old stoner, witchy kind of witchcraft stuff is a lot of fun for me. I could listen to Ghost, for days on end. But that's just me. I'm into that kind of whole, whatever that movement is. But the reincarnation of Sabbath meets Blue Oyster Cult, yeah, I'm in. I like those bands. So sound like them. It's a good idea. Coming up right now on Soundcheck, it's Demon with Cemetery Junction.
Cemetery Junction.
take you there. This is magic. It's time to move on, but never grow old. Stay young forever. It's the sound of the streets, a million hearts beats in the city. It's the rhythm of life, and everyday fight for survival. Like a river she flows through my veins. You know you were the first hit of everything good. Welcome to the city tonight. Hey, you can't walk away, you gotta stay. Down here in Cemetery Junction, the lights are so bright, they're shining tonight. In the eye of the underworld, hey, you can't walk away, you gotta stay. Down here in Cemetery Junction, the lights are so bright, they're shining tonight. In the eye of the underworld, running rider folks and cars out in the night. But the beast is nowhere to be found. Take a look around. You can't walk away, you gotta stay. Down here in Cemetery Junction, the lights are so bright, they're shining tonight. In the eye of the underworld, hey, you can't walk away, you gotta stay. Down here in Cemetery Junction, the lights are so bright, they're shining tonight. In the eye of the underworld, hey, you can't walk away, you gotta stay. Down here in Cemetery Junction, the lights are so bright, they're shining tonight. In the eye of the underworld, hey, you can't walk away, you gotta stay. Down here in Cemetery Junction, the lights are so bright.
So I really liked that. Had a very classic rock kind of Deep Purple, maybe even Trouble kind of. Remember the band Thunder? Kind of felt that in there going a little bit. Kind of had a British slant to it. Good stuff. It was a well orchestrated tune. It wasn't just bashed out. It was well performed. Production was nice. It's one of those songs. I was talking about this a couple shows ago. Let's say I'm cruising down the old highway and I've got the radio on a classic rock station. If I heard that song, on the classic rock station, I would go, man, who was that? You know what I mean? I wouldn't know who it was, but I would be like, that was pretty damn good. And so it's one of those kind of deals where it's so well done that it deserves more than it does. You know what I mean? So I liked it. Yay for Demon. I would totally wear that shirt. Very cool, very old vibe kind of stuff. Yeah, man. So I'm into that. I'm just going to tell you this now. So this next band, I was going to play them on the last show that I did. And they're called Ever Circling Wolves, and I ran out of time, and so I didn't have time to put them on the show. And then I put them on the show today, and I was like, oh my God, this is the longest song I've ever seen in my life. So be prepared for a lengthy, hopefully epic piece of music. A song called These Are Ashes, These Are Roots. I don't have any idea what to expect from this. Ever Circling Wolves sounds kind of black metal-ish, with the whole Fenris and the wolf thing kind of possibility going on there. I don't know. It could be hardcore, could be gent. I don't know what it is, but I can tell you that it's a long, long-ass song. So we're in for quite a movement of music here. So what my hope is whenever I see a song like this is I hope that there's thought and consideration in the song. I hope that there's thoughtfulness and actually a work of music. Because if this is like a 19-minute noise barrage of garbage, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to want my 19 minutes back. So we're going to hope that it's awesome. And, hopefully we can add another shirt to the old Moose metal shirt closet. I've got so many shirts from bands, and it's awesome. And when I say that I'll wear a shirt, that means I actually want you to send me one for real. And let me tell you how that works. So normally what I'll do is I'll take a picture in your shirt, and then I'll send it to you so you can put it on your website or whatever. And then I put them in a box, and then I give them away to people that listen to the show. So as a matter of fact, right now is a really good time. If you want a random metal shirt out of the Moose's collection of shirts that he has gotten, all you need to do is email me and say, Moose, give me a shirt. First email that I get, please be in the continental United States. I can't pay for shipping to damn Taiwan. I just can't. It kills me. I got to send the guys from Methane a shirt in Sweden. That's going to break the bank in itself. So if you're in the continental U.S., email moose@themetalmoose.com and say, Moose, I need a shirt, and I will send you a random shirt out of the Moose metal shirt package. Look, that means random size, random band. That's just, I'm going to grab one and throw it in an envelope and send it your way. So first email that I get that says that you're going to get yourself a shirt. Coming up now, a really damn long song. Let's say that 5 times fast. Ever Circling Wolves on Soundcheck.
The Moose rocks Texas. Rocks, Texas.
Intriguing, extremely long, a little lengthy for me personally. Very intriguing, very strange, kind of doomy, old Catatonia-esque, which I love that kind of stuff. But I wasn't into the production or the sound very much. The clean parts were interesting, but awkward in the mix of what was going on there. It didn't. To me, it didn't add anything to the song. It sounded like a forced kind of, hey, let's do something different right here. It was okay. It's intriguing. Like I said, as I'm kind of trying to get into the mind frame of the band that recorded that, and I'm having trouble doing that. So, it's okay. I might go back and listen to a little bit more just to see if I can try to figure out what the hell's going on in the brain of you guys, but not bad, man. So I might tell an older Catatonia Doom kind of person to check that out, but it's not something I'm going to go out of my way to tell people, hey man, you got to check this band out, because it was a little rough. It was kind of hard to get into the swing of it. It didn't have much of a flow, and then the whole weird, clean, jazzy-esque breaks and. Yeah, I mean, I get it, and there's a total argument out there, because you could say the same thing about, like Dillinger Escape Plan. Jesus Christ, man, how hard was it to get into that? But their intrigue factor was way higher than that. So anyway, yeah, it's okay. I appreciate what you're doing, and I appreciate where you're going with it, but I don't know, not the greatest. Coming up next is a band called Forgotten Woods. Now, earlier I thought that the rap metal band was a black metal band because they have 3 letters. That's just the rule, damn it. You got 3-letter name, tier, and yeah. Anyway, so I was wrong. They were kind of rap metal kind of stuff and not black metal. But this next band is called Forgotten Woods. End of story. 100% positive. This has got to be black metal. As the wolves gather off of Sjellavnatten, which there's another clue that I think that is either Norwegian or Swedish or something like that. It's where people don't like churches and they burn them down. That's what that is. So I'm going to go with black metal. Just play along with me here, because listen, if you're a band and your name is Forgotten Woods and you play like butt rock, you're the coolest band of ever. All right, we're Forgotten Woods. Let's see some boobs. Yeah, I don't see that happening. We're gonna bring up our fan Bjorn. He's gonna do a keg stand. No, it's not really working for me. Yeah, so Forgotten Woods, a little bit of black metal. We do love the black metal here, but black metal is a very slippery slope, because there's 97 different types of black metal, and depending what you are and where you're from, because I'm telling you right now, if you're black metal and you're from Arkansas, I even had a hard time, honestly, with Absu, right? Because those guys are from Houston or whatever. I'm like, okay, really? But they're absolute. They're really good. So I had to kind of not bitch about that, because they're Absu and they're good. So yeah, coming up right now on Soundcheck is Forgotten Woods with this better be black metal. I'm going to look like a dumbass.
Get loose with the moose. loose with the moose.
Well, it's over. Oh, okay. Yeah. What was it again? Forgotten something? Yeah, I'm poor. Not poor execution. Very not believable. I'm not sure what you're angry about. Just not for me. No thanks on the shirt, and good luck with your future endeavors and whatever you're doing. But yeah, that just to me was kind of boring. So we're going to move on to this next band. This is a band that I played back in January, probably. Had never heard of them before. I think I played them on a Chicks That Rock show because there's a girl in the band, and they're called In Death, and they were my favorite band on that show. So every show, I pick what band I like the most, which it's not going to be Forgotten Wolves on this one. I'm sorry to break your heart there. But so, yeah, this is a really good band. And now they just put out a new record, so I haven't heard this song. I know that I do like the song that I heard from them on the last show, but this is new, so I like hearing new stuff. And usually every show that we do is completely new artists, and we never play the same people. Again, very, very rarely. But I'm going back and I'm putting a lot of the music from the Metal Moose show on this show because I didn't listen to a lot of it. So I'm going to actually listen to it and give it my review because I would just say all the time, these bands are great and you need to listen to them, and I had no idea. So sometimes I did. There were some bands that I found on the Moose that I, Final Drive and Olathia and, Dark Ascent and Beauty and the Suffering and Scarlet Canary and Glass Delirium. And there was a bunch of them that I found. But most of the time, Seven Circle Sunrise is another one, really good. Most of them I was just like, hey, I don't even need any idea what just happened because I was really working on my taco jokes most of the time. It's just like, I don't care about playing the music. I wanted people to have new music to listen to because, when I grew up, you couldn't do this on the internet and go find, 15 new bands. And you had to listen to Z-Rock, in Dallas for like 9 days to hear, 12 new bands. So now you can listen to Soundcheck and hear, 15 new bands twice a week. That's 30 bands in 4 hours, man. It's pretty good stuff. In Death off of their new release on Soundcheck right here.
Get loose with the moose.
This is Dave from Toxic Ruin, and you're listening to The Moose.
All right, a little bit of a death there. So I love the polyrhythms, love the production, love the sound. It's not near as like impressed with that as I was with the song that I played on the Chicks That Rock show. And that doesn't mean it's bad in any way, shape, or form. But I get a little when there's such a monotonous tempo. And like I said, the polyrhythms are really cool. The production's really nice. It's good, solid death metal. But I'm looking for a little bit more. Maybe change a tempo. Maybe throw in a lick section. It was good, man. I would still wear the In Death shirt. I would totally tell people to pick that up and listen to it, but it wasn't quite on the level of the last one that I heard, but I still dig it, man. So, I don't know that I'll ever get a shirt from them, but I would wear one. So, coming up, we got the two ends in a row. We had In Death there, and coming up next is a band called In Ruin. Once again, real quickly, if you're listening to this show, I'm very appreciative because that means that you sent me a text with your email address, and I appreciate you taking the time to do that. We just joined up with the Pit Midwest Metal group as well, so I think that is going to be a pretty cool collaboration. They told me that I was the inspiration for them doing what they're doing, which, makes me feel kind of honored, which I'm just a monkey on a mic. But anyway, so make sure and check out the Pit Midwest Metal on Facebook. And I think there's going to be a bunch of different shows joining up and doing different things. So also Metal Devastation, they got me on there. They don't play my show per se on Metal Devastation Radio, but I'm on their website, and you can listen to every single episode on there as well. I'm on their page somewhere. Check that, but that's a big deal because that Metal Devastation, great station, good. What is the word I'm looking for here? There are some stations out there that have tradition. That's what it is, man. There's some, there's stations that have been out there a long time. Metal Devastation, one of those. I'm glad that they even take the time to notice that I'm alive. So I appreciate that, Zach Moonshine and the people over at Metal Devastation. Very cool, very cool. On lots of radio stations, man. So coming up In Ruin right now, I don't know what to consider with this one either. It could be death metal, could be artsy, fartsy prog stuff. I don't know. We're going to find out. Here it comes. Man, super cool. I like it when I have to try to wrap my brain around the music. It was interesting. It was well played. It was thoughtful. It kept you interested in what was going on. It wasn't just like, okay, here we go again. It was nice. I liked it. A lot of jumping around and kind of very interesting sound. You know, you can't really peg what that was because with all the keyboards and yeah, man, I like it. I dig it. I'm in. I'd wear that shirt. I'd like to hear more, which is, trust me, that's a compliment. That if I want to hear more of what you got going on, because most of the time I don't. Yeah, so good stuff, man. In Ruins. I haven't really had we've had one really band that I wasn't a fan of tonight, the Wolves thing, right? Yeah, I wasn't much of a fan of that, but so far we've had a pretty good show. I've never made it through an entire show without a band that I wasn't a fan of, but we've been pretty close. I think we've had a show with maybe just one band that I wasn't a fan of, but try to always find the positives in the music, and there was a lot of positive stuff going on there. Like I said, I need to listen to more of that In Ruin thing, because it was very interesting. It wasn't just your, cookie cutter kind of thing. Had a lot of good stuff. I had to pull my hair back, man, because it's gotten so long that it's getting hot, and the studio's a little bit warm tonight. I got the fan going. I don't think you can hear it, but a little warm tonight. So I had to pull my hair back, and yeah, which is crazy. I don't know how many of you guys know this, but I'm growing my hair for a certain reason. I don't. I'm way too fat and balding to be cool enough to have long hair, but hopefully one of these days soon I can tell you guys about the meaning behind the hair and stuff like that. But so this is kind of a different show tonight, since we're doing the request, text requests and all that stuff. And so I feel a little bit more inclined to talk about just stuff with you guys. And so, yeah, I'm trying to it's a little bit more relaxed right now. That's because, when I make the other shows and I release them to the public, I know that they're going to go out to all the radio stations, and it's kind of a weird deal because it's a double-edged sword. I try not to be too serious about it, and then I get upset because I don't have sponsors. But then at the same time, I'm very proud of what I do and how I do it, and by being myself and just talking very frankly about things and not, kiss anybody's ass or things like that. So I don't know. Maybe I need to start kissing some ass so people will pay me to do this. That would be awesome. But anyway, yeah, man, this next band is called, I can only remember how to spell their name by thinking of kale, like the vegetable kale. Kale Dawn. I called him Clitodon at the beginning of the show, if you caught that. It's a Freudian slip, excuse me. Some Kale Dawn with a song called The End of the Undead. The End of the Undead. So that's, maybe they have the answer to the zombie apocalypse. Maybe that's what this is about. Obviously, I mean, The End of the Undead is a very death metal sounding song title, but the name Kale Dawn leads me to more of a melodic death metal kind of a thing, I'm guessing. So I'm gonna stick with the melodic thing with my hair in my ponytail. I look like Ben Franklin. Yep, here we go. Kale Dawn.
This is Day of Doom, and you're listening to DJ Moose at Metal Moose Podcast.
my faith in nothing. Once again, I put my faith in nothing. Tag my back, someone's stabbing me. What can breathe, you needs to be something. Cause once again I put my faith in nothing. I'm quite aware of what you think of me. You talk a lot of shit, but you don't say a thing. I'm behaving too much again. To someone I believe in, be my friend. I'm wide open here, I'm wide open here. I'm wide open here, I'm wide open.
All right, so that wasn't Kale Dawn. I've never, since the day I started this show, I've had that happen. Kale Dawn sent me a watermarked copy of their tune, so about every 3 seconds it would say, "You're listening to the new Kale Dawn record." So anyway, that's not going to work. So sorry, guys, send me the unwatermarked version. So one from none there, from the Denver area. So here's the deal. It's kind of got that Three Doors Down kind of hard rock edge, kind of radio friendly kind of thing. I guess I mean, it's good. I mean, it's it's kind of bar band kind of a deal. But it's not far away from being more of a regional kind of a deal. And I don't know what it is. The production was. I think the biggest issue is that song swings a big stick. You know what I mean? It's got a lot of moxie in the message and a lot of I'm a badass kind of a deal. But it doesn't really play out that way to me. It just kind of sounds. You know, when I tell somebody they're talking a bunch of noise, I'm pretty pissed, and I've got some oomph in my voice, and I know that you're trying to sing, and I know that you're trying to carry a melody, but I'm not feeling, or I'm not buying the emotion behind what you're saying. So it was pretty cool. I think that, like I said, it's not far away from being something that I am ready to say that I could hear on a big rock radio, rock station, whatever it is that was in your town or whatever. But it's just not quite there. I think that you're extremely close to it, and I don't know what it is that you need to do, but the one thing that stood out the most to me was I didn't buy what you were saying to me. I wasn't like, oh my God, this dude is, there's some anger and there's some vitriol going on here. I was just like, okay, sounds like he's kind of cue carding it and reading off the paper. I didn't feel the right amount of stuff. So, okay, so this next one is a really interesting one, and our friends over at All the Shreds are going to, I can't wait to tell them about this, because it's not very often that we get to do this, but it's, I want to say, if I remember correctly, that I heard that this was a neoclassical, like shred fest kind of a deal, which, I love guitar. I'm guitarded. There's no doubt about it. So this kind of stuff is very interesting to me, the whole shrapnel record kind of, shred your guitar into wood chips kind of a thing. I like that. So I'm interested to hear it now. So here's the deal, though. I'm not really into the whole fantasy kind of, I don't know how to, epic Nightwish kind of music with the rip over it. So it just kind of depends on where it goes, the flavor of the music, the underlying. I'm also not a big, and don't get me wrong, a lot of people are going to freak out at this. I'm not a big fan of the underlying music on Yngwie's records. Now, he's so good at taking that simple rhythm and, pulling a beautiful melody out of it and yada, 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 yada. But I'm more of a kind of a Racer X kind of instrumentalist where there's really, really badass music in the background and then some crazy shred over that. And then I also am more of like a John Petrucci deal. If you want to, or Petrucci, however the hell you want to say it. If you want to pull out some clean tones and just, make me want to throw my guitar into the garbage can, I like that too. So it's kind of, the name bothers me a little bit. And not only the name of the band with Moonlight Prophecy, but also Spellbound. I get that whole Dungeons and Dragons kind of power metal thing. I don't know. We'll see. I can listen to Sonata Arctica with the best of them, but we'll see what happens. But I'm excited this is, if it is the neoclassical, my memory doesn't serve me right very often. So if I'm right about that, I'm kind of excited about it. We're going to check it out and we're going to see if this guy can shred. I think it's a one-man deal, honestly, but I don't remember. So I could be totally wrong, and it could be, power metal. And God, I hope I'm not, because power metal is kind of rough sometimes. But Moonlight Prophecy on Soundcheck with the Moose from Oklahoma City. All right, man. So Moonlight Prophecy, very, very Gary Hoey, Vinnie Moore-esque kind of thing there. A little bit of, like a little bit of the Satch type tone. I liked some of it. One of the things I hate about guitar instrumentals is the overuse of arpeggios. I thought that you had some nice arpeggiated runs that were well phrased. I liked the staccato muted picking as opposed to just ripping shreds the whole time. The only thing I even heard a couple like Michelangelo type riffs in there that were kind of interesting. The only thing that, and I understand it's neoclassical, and I get all that, but it was so, and this is one of the things about Satch that drove me crazy to a point. Bend out of your box a little bit somewhere and put some emotion into, bend a string, man. Just even go flat like George Lynch and pull back into key. It didn't have any soul to it. It was just like, watch this, I can shred your ass to pieces. It had a little bit of, the melody of the whole spellbound thing. I get that, but it didn't have any soul. And that was the only thing that I kind of missed about that. Was I was like, I'm ready for this dude to go, and it just didn't happen. It was just, okay. I mean, and I love that, but I want some, just put some feeling into it besides, an arpeggiated, chromatic run. I mean, that's great and everything, but I feel like it, and I'm sure there's guys out there, or the guy that did this is like, what is this dick talking about? Anyway, so I just wanted some emotion. Beyond that, it was really damn good. I don't know if you would have shirts, but I'd wear one and say this dude's pretty good. So, I mean, if somebody would have called me, a Vinnie Moore, Gary Hoey, I would have been like, oh my God, I'm not a hair on Vinnie Moore's butt. But anyway, yeah, so cool stuff. Coming up next is a band called Seething Akira. No idea. No clue what the hell this is going to be. This could totally be some sort of a pop song. I don't know, but we're going to try it out. We're going to play it, and, we're going to listen to it, and then we're going to say what we think about it. And hopefully it is great, because that's what we want, is great music and not really poor music. We've only had a little bit of poor music. Yeah, it happens. Here we go. Seeking Akira.
Hey, this is Mick Michaels from Corners of Sanctuary, and you're listening to DJ Moose at Metal Moose Podcast.
Certified as old. I will get you back, get you back, get you back. And you can't hide all your wasted pride. Now's the time, are you really alive? And you can't hide. And you can't hide all your wasted pride. Now's the time, are you really alive? Stare up at the picture on the shelf. Let the tears fall down. You can't hide your wasted pride. Now's the time, and you can't run. You can't hide your wasted pride. Now's the time. Are you really alive? Got the throat it bleeds. Got the throat it bleeds. Got the throat it bleeds. My blood vessels burst as I scream and curse. What have we become? What have we all done? This is my backlash. My blood vessels burst as I scream and curse. I will get you back. After all you have done, this is my backlash.
The Metal Moose.
So it may not make a lot of sense to people that I liked the first kind of rap metal thing band that we played earlier in the show, and that I didn't really like that Seething Akira thing there. Something about the whole rap thing. And I even said about the first band, it sounded a little cue cardish and kind of, white. Something about a British guy rapping makes it even more white. I think that when you do that, you got to have some swag, and it just, the whole poppy chorus and Euro kind of noise thing. There was no swag at all to me. I saw, white dudes in, Adidas, zip up gym pants. And I didn't feel I don't think you try to pull that off without some swag. And there was very little swag there to me. So maybe that's just me, but when I listen to, Stuck Mojo, or I listen to Eminem, or I listen to Dre, or Snoop Dogg, or whatever, I'm like, okay, NWA, it's, even when you have like Dynamite Hack doing the NWA acoustically, there was still massive amounts of swag on top of it. That's just not, there's no swag to that. Like Vanilla Ice had more swag than that, and that's not a great compliment. So not really my favorite thing. I'm sure that a lot of people out there would love that, and I'm sure they're going to do really well, but for me, that's not going on my stereo anytime soon. So yeah, sorry guys, but not much for me. Coming up next is this is a band from Canada coming up next, and we got a request from somebody in Oklahoma who wanted to hear this. I was kind of surprised at that. I was like, yeah. So, but I had it, of course, in the database, because I think I have every band known to man. But I went and I dug it out, and I said, yeah, we'll put that on the show for you. It's a band called Keychain with a song called Primetime, and this is the clean version. So I guess this is the radio edit. That means in the real one, they use curse words. Grr. Yeah. Anyway, so by request, Keychain on Soundcheck. Here we go.
Plus I got the ladies for up a pump and body shake all over the place in the front to the back, and I wanna take some. Pump it up, okay, you wanna play with me now? Cause I rock with keychain, now we all about getting wild as hell. L-A-M-T-L-P-Y-T, drinks on me, come and see. No, can't stop it, you can't stop us now. Come get it, you come get it loud. No, can't stop it, you can't stop this crowd. Can't stop me now. Come on, give it up. It's that time. Go give it up. It's prime time. Come on, give it up. It's that time. Let's go give it up. It's prime time. Hey, we get paid on the rave, cause we getting down and we do this all day. Yeah, we bringing on a punk and a funky too. This the sound that making the cats go meow. Oh, I got love for the pros, but I brought my boys and they going for the clothes. New metal, rock, rap, hip hop is rap, hot R&B, cheeky baby. Can't stop it, you can't stop us now. Come get it, you come get it loud. Can't stop it, you can't stop this crowd. Can't stop me now. Taking you higher, put up your lighter. Sky is on fire, you're a fighter in your plane. Taking you further, push even harder. Pour out your heart, cause you're an artist in your brain. It's time for you to decide. Feel what's on your mind. Go crystallize, open your eyes. Yeah, I am in my prime. Do the change, become the change. You are the change right now. Don't be afraid, we keep chain. Gonna beer through the pleasure and the pain. Hot summers and cold rain, and you're about to drop the bass. Tearing off the skin of your motherfucking face. Come on, give it up. It's that time. Go give it up. It's prime time. Come on, give it up. It's that time. Let's go give it up. It's prime time.
Well, I can tell you this is easily the most largest amount of rap core stuff that we've had on the show ever. I will say this, so that rap had some good swag to it. It was there was good I got a beef with you kind of I liked the rap in that song. I liked the heaviness of the riff. That was a arena rocker, get people pumping and jumping. I liked that. So what really saved the song for me though was in the clean vocal, the amount of emotion, the amount of soul that was in the clean portion of the song. Rapping was great. Good jump, kind of stuff, jump metal or whatever, but the rap was really well, but what sold that was the soul and the emotion and the clean vocals. For me, that's what sold it. I mean, beyond that, I think there's been a lot of that, and there's a lot of that kind of around. I guess this is kind of making a resurgence or whatever, but I think that was really cool. It had it had that swag, and that's a big deal when you're trying. And I'll say the same thing to these guys that I did to the other one. If you want to play music like that, you better be able to get out there and throw down live. Because if you got a band that's just standing there and then the lead singer is going crazy and throwing down and it's a boring show, you're not going to get accolades. So work on your live show. I've never seen you. Of course, you may be fantastic, but make sure you can really put that product out there with a quality show. Good tune. I could see you guys being monstrous. Hey, like I said, obviously this is coming back around because that was the third one tonight. So keychain by request. Pretty cool, man. I think that's cool. I don't know that I'm cool enough to hang around with those guys in person because there's a lot of cool going on there. I'm not really cool. But anyway, yeah, man, so that was cool. This next one just intrigued the hell out of me because the name was hilarious, and I no idea what the hell to expect, so this could be fun. It's a band called The Third Grade. That is correct. The Third Grade with Deeper, Darker. No, that's the name of the album. The song is called Snowfall. Yeah, what in the world, The Third Grade? So, yeah, we're going to check it out right now on Soundcheck. Hope it's loud.
Get loose with the moose.
Rocks New York.
Good God. I don't know that I'm going to be able to digest or process that for quite some time. That was a big old massive craziness. That was, it was kind of like a Dream Theater meets Queen kind of a deal, kind of a prog Queen. Really, really interesting, and the composition is just wow, damn! It's something I'd have to listen to many more times because I'm sure I missed so much. Very in depth, kind of. I'm kind of stupefied by that. Wow, that was incredible. It's one of those things I need to listen to more. I liked it enough to go back and listen to it. The vocals not my favorite. The music was just fantastic and interesting and, like I said, prog worthy. Yeah, man. So it's something I need to really take some time to learn, and I'm willing to take a little bit more time to learn that. But man, those were like musicians and stuff. Those people, that's one of those bands that they're toying with us by putting out music. They're like, yeah, we hate this kind of music, but we're going to play it because we're so damn good we can pull it off. Watch this. Yeah, man. So, wow, good stuff. Just, I need more time. It's not you, it's me. And look, I'll call you, okay? Just don't call me. I'm impressed. This next one, a band called Where the Sun Comes Down. I'm really waiting to hear you guys' views on this. You can text it in at 424-666-7356, or you can request bands on that line. You can send in a text. You can email Moose at the Metal Moose. Remember, we're giving away a random Moose metal shirt that I've got in this huge tub of shirts that I've received from bands. You don't know who you're going to get or what size, but if you email me, moose at themetalmoose.com, and just say, Moose, I need a shirt, and I'll mail one to you. As long as you're within the continental United States. I can't afford to ship any more shirts to, Jakarta. It's killing me. So, Where the Sun Comes Down with the song of the same name, the band's name and the song name, both the same. And we're getting pretty close to the end of the show here. I think we got one more song after this, maybe? Where the Sun Comes Down. Let's see. Nope, that's it. This is the last song. So thanks to everybody for listening in, and we'll talk to you after the song. And yeah, it's 1:06 a.m. It's about time to hit the Moose rack because I'm tired. Stuff. My voice is about to give out. Yeah, man. So hope you had a good time. So here comes Where the Sun Comes Down, and we'll figure out, where the sun goes down. Stuff. Maybe. Here it is.
Show your rack, Cheetos, and rubber chickens.
God loves everyone.
Well, yeah, I mean, somebody out there thinks that was a brilliant, piece of music. I don't find anything interesting about that. It was just kind of, I don't know. I like, and I guess that maybe, that person's an artist and beyond my scope of, realm of good music. But it just, to me, I've never understood that kind of a thing ever. It's not really been my thing. So anyway, not really for me. I probably wouldn't wear that shirt, but somebody out there is like, dude, that was like radical bong hit. Yeah. Anyway, so my name's Moose, coming to you from Oklahoma City. This is Soundcheck. Hopefully somebody's listening to this. We'll find out when we start getting some text and stuff like that. So I say it every show. I'm going to say it again. I want you to wake up, kick ass, be kind, repeat. As you can hear, I'm losing my voice. I'm really a very quiet person, so doing this much talking is not a norm for me. So, anyway, I'm losing my voice, and it's 1:11 a.m. I'm ready to go to bed. So hope you guys had a good time with the show. We do this twice a week. You can find us on iTunes, on YouTube, on Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, all those places, all over Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're all over the place. Like I said, we just joined up with the Pit Midwest Metal Group, and we're on 50 different radio stations. So we hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you come back and listen to it again. We had some pretty bad clunkers tonight. I'm sorry to say, but we had some damn good ones too. Since this is it's an unannounced show, so I'm probably not going to pick a pick of the show on this one, but we'll get back on track with that on our next show. Our next show will be Tuesday. So do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we have a good time doing it. And I appreciate you being here. Like I said, you can go ahead and put your clothes back on now and wipe the Cheeto dust off with a washcloth, and just make sure your mom doesn't find it, because she'll be like, "What in the hell's with the orange washcloth?" I don't know. What would you say something, Mom? Anyways, guys, thanks so much, and I appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed the metal, and we'll See you the next time, right here from the Moose Pit Studios in Oklahoma City. It's the Moose with Soundcheck. Have a good one. See ya.
All rights to the music heard on the Metal Moose are reserved by the authors, their labels, or authorized representatives that permitted their material to be used. The Metal Moose holds no rights to any music played on the show. Go to themetalmoose.com to submit your music to be heard on the show. The Metal Moose accepts donations of money, Cheetos, bacon, and naked pictures. Thank you for tuning in and subscribe on iTunes. Rock out while you rack out, and consider yourself moosed.